What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Crystal, this is Bomb Book Reviews, and it is officially 2024. It is time for our first reading wrap-up for the year, vlog style. I have not been doing these lately because it's been damn near impossible for me to get my phone, or I haven't really been reading a lot, or when I do read, I read like 4 or 5 books at a time and then can't update you, and by the time I can, I forget about it. So I'm going to try and be a bit better in 2024 at maintaining this vlog style wrap up for every month. So this is our January vlog style wrap up. It is the 2nd of January and I am halfway through 2 books already and loving both of them. So that's where we're at. I will see you when I've actually finished them, tell you all about them, what they're about, and my thoughts. But I just wanted to do this intro before I get the train to work. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with this.
Okay, so I am finally able to update you on some books that I have finished so far. So the first book that I finished this week was called Written in the Stars. And this was a, I guess you could call it a queer romance. It was a 3.5, 4-star read. I quite enjoyed the main characters. The representation was fantastic. It was very believable, the romance that happened in this story. And yeah, I had a really good time with it. So I read this to complete one of the seasonal Pokemon prompts. So it was not on my original TBR or my Pigpong TBR, but it worked out well because I really enjoyed it. I had seen Ren from the Reading Red talk about this. They said that they loved it, so I decided to give it a go and I had a good time. So I would recommend this. It follows 2 main female characters. One of them is bisexual, I believe, and the other one is queer, and they kind of get forced onto a date from one of the main characters' brothers. One is a astrologer. She believes very much in the stars and how the positioning of the stars when you're born can like affect like your life and who you are as a person and your personality. And the first date goes terribly wrong, but then they are forced into this kind of like fake dating situation because they lie about how well the date went, and then they end up falling in love with each other. And the good thing about it is it has very, very good queer spice in here that I don't think is represented a lot. So I think it was really well done from someone who is not queer, but I have seen that others who are queer believe that the representation of the queer sex scenes in this is done really well. So that was a really good time. Then I finished 2 other books. I read Ridiculously Happy, Freakishly Happy. I can't think of what it's called. It's the one with like the really ridiculously happy animal on the front. And yeah, the reason why I can't really remember what it's called is because I did not like this book. This book felt like ADHD on the page. And I get that that is the point of this book. This book is meant to be her story of suffering with mental health and ADHD, and it can potentially be quite relatable for people that do have mental health issues or suffer from ADHD. I personally found it very jarring to read. I did listen to the audiobook, but I felt like it was impossible to like get into the flow of the book because I'd be like just getting into what she was talking about and she would just like fling me sideways to like something else and then fling me back this way and then back that way, back this way, back. It was like watching a tennis match, but in a book, and I wasn't really a fan of that. So unfortunately, that was like a 2.5-star read for me. I did finish it, but I was not, just not for me. And I read that for the Christmas tree or sparkly cover, which was our winter-themed Pokemon prompt. And then the next book that I read was Unfuck Your Intimacy. And I read this for a bright cover because it is a bright red cover. I think it works in this situation. I had this on Audible and I wanted to like read it for a while. Like obviously Anthony and I have had children and things happen. So I decided to give this a shot and it didn't really do what I hoped it would do. It did not. It felt very preachy and didn't really give me the support I was hoping for the issues that I personally was like going through. It very much felt like something for someone who was single, not for someone that was in a relationship. So I don't know, but if you've read this and had the benefit of enjoying it and thinking that it is worth it, more power to you. I personally did not like it. So that was where we were at. I finished 3 books so far. It is the 5th of January and I am in the middle of 3 more because I cannot read 1 book at a time. But yeah, you'll have to wait to hear more about those soon.
Okay, so I finished 2 books since I've last updated you. The first one was a book that is for another video project, so you will see my thoughts on that later, and that is Who Are Villains. And the second one that I finished this morning on my way to work was Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, and I love this. It was my first 5-star read of the year. It was absolutely amazing. I need more cozy fantasy in my life. I play D&D, and this was very much like D&D campaign in a really cool kind of vibe. Like, I don't know, I just loved everything about it, and I cannot wait to read the sequel. But I am now going to be jumping into something else. I have no idea what, but I will update you when I come back to that. But in terms of what Legends and Lattes is about, we follow a main character who is an orc, and she has decided to completely leave her whimsical battle life behind and move to a small town and open up a coffee shop. And it did nothing but make me want to drink coffee and visit this town and have an orc friend, and just the perfect combo of like mystery, likable characters, found family, friendship. Just like, it was excellent. It was perfect, and I very, very, very much recommend if you're looking for something that is a quick read with really, really likable characters, but also has enough like pacing to kind of keep you interested. So I will update you when I read my next book, but so far I have done pretty well this month with a 5-star, a 4-star, and a 3-star read. Let's hope this continues. I just finished 2 books today. The first one was the best book I've read so far this year. I mean, that's not saying a lot because it's nearing its January, but it was Gideon the Ninth. This has been on my TBR for a really, really, really long time, and I wish I read it sooner. It was a 5-star, phenomenal read. Tamsin Muir is a genius, and her ability to write such an integrated world with like so many complex character integrations and relationships, but that don't seem confusing, was so well done. And that ending, I am still like, I've been at work all day and I'm still shooketh by that ending. I don't think I'll ever forget that ending. I think I screamed out loud. I was driving in the car and then I stopped at a traffic light as this moment happened. And if you've read the book, you know the moment I'm talking about. And I was like, no! The person in the car next to me thought I was crazy. So yeah, really, really good book if you are looking for something to read. This one is kind of sold to everybody as lesbian necromancers in space, which yes, is pretty much a good, very, very quick summary, but there is so much more to it than that. You have this mystery element, and there's like murder and intrigue and like characters that are so entwined, and the complexity of this world and the magic system within it, which like magic system is like, I use that term very loosely, but just really well done. And Tamsin Muir really thought this through. I couldn't think of a single plot hole. I'm sure there are for people that have studied this book and really dived into it. But for me, who read it on like a surface level, but also really just like thought about it a lot, I really, really enjoyed it. So 5-star, phenomenal. It's getting straight to the top of my like favorite books of all-time list. Then I finished another one which was for an LGBTQ representation, and that was Friday I'm in Love. I was originally going to do one of the I can't think of what it's called. I was originally going to do the why can't I think of the name? It's purple cover. I'll put it up here. Someone doesn't care. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but the hold at my library was so long for the audiobook, so that just wasn't going to work. So I did this Friday I'm in Love instead. This one was really, really cool. So we have a teenage girl who unfortunately wasn't able to have a sweet 16th birthday because she comes from a very poor family. She's a black girl, and so she wasn't able to have a sweet 16th. Her best friend has a sweet 16th birthday at this location, and she decides that she's going to have a delayed sweet 16th birthday, but it's all about coming out. It's her coming out party. And so she saves up for it, and it's like the story of her like saving the money to be able to have this party, and meanwhile, you know, she falls in love, things happen.
really, really like fun, contemporary kind of YA queer romance type book. If you're looking for that, I stumbled across it purely because of the fact that I needed a book to hit a prompt, and I'm so glad that I did because it was a nice surprise. So the final book of the month that I have 2 more that I need to read to complete Pick Pong and read all the reads that I need to, and that is Jade City and a historical fiction which is on my shelf at home. I have to read the historical fiction physically, so I'm going to try and do an hour a night plus on the trains to try and get through that one, and then while I'm driving I'm going to listen to Jade City. So I listened to a little bit this morning, and I'll do a bit more on the drive home now. I have a 2-hour drive home, so hopefully I will have 2 more books to update you on before the end of the month. But so far it's been a pretty good month, and I'm pretty, how many times can I say pretty in this video? I am very stoked with the progress and how much I'm enjoying the books that I'm in. I've been like in a little bit of a reading slump this month, so I haven't found myself like overly motivated to read the books, but once I have done so, I've been pleasantly surprised. Bye! Bye! Addie says bye too.